Yeah, well, one of them took a pay cut just now. Okay, we're going to steam right along here. Pete Carmichael, we're going to discuss the pier area bicycle racks and potential referral to Harbor Commission.
Actually, I'll cover this, and then Pete, you may want to come up in case there's questions. But Mayor and council members, this item comes to you as a follow-up to your May 6th council meeting where you provided direction that we bring this item back for discussion. The question of whether to refer the issue of bicycle racks in the pier in the pier and harbor area to the Harbor Commission for review. In the packet, we provided some background information, some written materials. Just very briefly, in 2008, the City Council approved the Pier and Harbor Revitalization Plan, which include plans for replacement of streetscape furniture, including the bicycle racks. In 2010, you approved a citywide bicycle rack design for use at the pier. In 2010, after that design was approved, we began a process of changing out bike racks. We went from 150 bike racks in place to now 272, so we almost doubled the amount of bike racks in the harbor area. There's also a planned installation for 96 additional bike racks in the harbor area, which will bring the total up to 368, nearly two and a half times the amount that was in place in 2010. It's a popular design, it's attractive, it allows for easy access when parking and retrieving a bike. We've got a photo of the city's approved design in your packet. We do have one leaseholder who installed non-approved racks in a location that was unacceptable, unsafe to the city. The leaseholder agreed to remove the racks. We, in turn, replaced in a very close location new racks with the approved design in the immediate vicinity. So we really just wanted to make sure you had this information before you, or as you discuss whether or not it's necessary and appropriate to refer this to the Harbor Commission for further review. We have an approved design. We've had some success with the installation of the new bike racks. They're very popular. They were the subject of last year's leadership class, raising funds for installation of these bike racks throughout town. So just wanted to share this information with you as you engage in this discussion.
Recommending not sending it back to the harbor.
And if I could add just one, the leaseholder installed them not on his leasehold, installed them on property that the city owns.
Okay. Bill.
Yeah, my purpose wasn't to address an individual leaseholder's concerns about the bike racks in front of his lease, because I heard complaints from several business owners down there, and all I wanted to do was refer to the Harbor Commission. I really didn't want to get into a big discussion here at the council about bike racks in the harbor area, not citywide, and so I felt it fitting that the Harbor Commission discussed this, and if they felt that no action was required, no recommendation was needed, then we wouldn't have to ever see it again. So that was all my motion was to ask the Harbor Commission to examine the situation with the bike racks, because I had received complaints from not just the leaseholder you guys are mentioning, and I've been down there plenty all the time and see bikes latched to the guardrails and where they don't belong. And so, but again, I appreciate the work, but I think it was unnecessary. And if we didn't refer to the Harbor Commission, you didn't need to do this work. And now that you've done it, I think you should take it to the Harbor Commission and let them decide whether or not it needs any further action whatsoever. And so I just make the motion to refer all this to the Harbor Commission.
Is there a second?
Can I ask a question first?
Go ahead.
What is there to actually be decided upon now?
The number, the type, the location, that's the complaints I've heard, that there aren't enough, which is why I see bikes myself latched to railings. I don't know. I'm not, I didn't expect the council to discuss bike racks in the harbor area.
Well, I guess what I'm hearing is that
Harbor Commission. Okay.
I'm hearing that a type of bike rack has been chosen. Who chose the bike rack that you're...
That was a design that was approved and presented to the City Council.
Yes. So Harbor Commission hasn't seen it?
How long ago was that?
I think Mike Wazansky can probably comment in more detail. I believe it was chosen by the city council as part of a vintage design scheme in 2008, if
2008.
getting that right.
We got it.
Yeah.
It was at the
It was a-
consent calendar.
It was a two-step process. 2008, we chose sort of generally where we'd like to see them populated, the vintage color hazelnut. In 2010, we went out and researched actual styles of racks, and you selected what's called the Greenwich style in hazelnut, which we've been populating the harbor with ever since, and have
I
many, many
recall
more
we did,
planned.
Yeah, we talked.
So would it be fair, Mike, before you run off, would it be fair to say if there was anything left to be decided, because I agree, at this point, I think those two things are a done deal. If there's anything left to be decided, it would be the number and the location?
Yeah, and I would say if there's any concern with that, maybe let us complete the next round of installations. We've got 45 roughly more racks planned for install, some near R10 Social House above Naja's, some above Quality Seafood. We have more planned for the entry to the Harbor Pier. We do it in phases. If this is a real concern, I'd say check back in with us in 3 months.
Well, then I'll second this, if you don't mind a friendly amendment. I don't mind referring to the Harbor Commission for discussion, location, and number, but the style and color's pretty much already been determined. It seems ridiculous at this point for us to try to backtrack or reevaluate that, but if
Yeah, I
they-
totally agree with that, so I'll accept your friendly amendment.
So I don't have a problem with the
Location.
Harbor Commission looking at number and location.
Is this getting the Harbor Commission, who's going to work with them? Pete?
Gone on the way.
That's me. Pete
That
and
way,
Jim.
is this giving them, like, busy work?
Well, I guess what I would recommend is you're specific with regard to what you're asking for. So if it's location and number and there's something specific for them to act on, I think that's fine. I think I would just avoid sort of the nebulous referral without that kind of
Just sending
specific
it back
direction.
right now to send it back, give them something to do.
Well, it also becomes important, the one leaseholder is specifically indicated in a letter to Mr. Carmichael as to the items he put on, that he requested to appeal it to the Harbor Commission, and also tried to appeal it to the Mayor Council. So it's important, if that's not at all related, it's also important to make a record of that's not at all related, because
So we should send it back to let that.
no, I'm saying the exact opposite.
Okay.
I'm saying this issue is settled, I think you've decided back in 2008 and 2010 to do that. If you completely separately just want them to look and see if there's more to do, that's fine. But I think it's important, staff viewed it in one way, because I think the initial time you brought it up was in response to, I think you may have referenced that one leaseholder, because there was a
I
meeting.
went down and talked to other leaseholders and examined it myself. And
Correct.
I
And
said,
so-
let's just send it to the harbor.
Right,
It's been
but-
4 to 6 years since we addressed it.
But my point is, are you dealing with that leaseholder's request to have, the decision to remove
No.
things that he put on city
point
policy,
is,
as opposed to, hey, it's completely separate? The reason I say that,
It's already gone on way too long.
well,
already
it's just,
gone to the harbor.
but staff understandably is viewing this differently than what you intend, so it would be important to do that. So as long as you're clarifying that it has nothing to do with any one particular leaseholder's appeal, and you're just saying you want them to look, then I think that's a
On the
different
number
story.
and the
I think
location.
staff would view it very differently. So,
On the number and the location. And if the Harbor Commission decides nothing more needs to be done, then they just.
Because approved design for the city, okay, well, here we go. Jeff?
Yeah, I learned a lot about the bike racks over the last week or so, and had no idea that we had added so many in that area. And, I mean, if you all want to send it to the Harbor Commission to decide location and quantity, I mean, I'm fine with that.
Talk to the owner of R10, there are no bike racks in front of his facility. So, yeah, 0.
They're being phased in, is that
I know.
correct?
So, I mean, but I guess we do have to listen to public comment first. And
Yeah, Pat?
this isn't just a harbor-approved bike rack. This is a city-approved bike rack.
Correct.
Because we've had this twice before, where Bruce Zellis went out and bought bike racks and wanted to install them on the bike path on Artesia Boulevard, and he went out and tried to install them himself. So we've had this one before, and we said the recognized bike rack for the city of Redondo Beach is the hazelnut, whatever witch design, green witch design, and that if he wanted to pay for those, and he wanted to use a $50 thing that he bought rather than the, what are they, $300 or $400 or whatever they are. And that's what, so this has already been decided. I don't think it needs to be referred back to anybody. If there's a property, a lease, a person who's doing a lease who wants them in front of their place, then they can request that. I don't think we need to go to the Harbor Commission to have them look at every little location where one could be put.
I talked to the various businesses and
I'm just saying.
The Harbor Commission. I mean, this is a typical situation the Harbor Commission deals
It's a
with.
typical bureaucratic-
They designed 4 to 6 years ago,
bureaucratic
rolled it out,
nightmare.
and now they just want to revisit it.
Yeah.
Look, if you don't want to respond to the business's concerns, then
No, I want to respond to the business's concern, but we don't need to send it back to
That's what
a
they want.
commission to decide whether 2 should be put in front of the R10.
this has already been too long up here.
Mike,
It belongs to the
I was
Harbor.
asking, can I ask you a question? Please go to the podium. We can avoid a lot of this. We have a schedule when they're going to be installed.
Yes.
So when would they be installed by the R10?
It takes approximately 6 weeks to receive shipment for the racks. We have recently placed another order. We order typically 16 to 20 at a time. The next 2 spots to receive racks are above Naja's, next to R10, and above Quality Seafood. We just installed 4 racks above Quality Seafood I think over the weekend, to be clear. And I would imagine that we would have racks out in front of or next to R10 and above Naja's, I would think, in early August.
So we said the Harbor Commission, it'll be agendized in a month or whatever, so then they may say, don't put them at R10, move them somewhere else, and you're going to have to do a reorder, is that?
Well, I think we're planning to continue to order racks. I think there are a number of places we can place them. I think
Are we ordering less because of finances, or you're doing it in phases?
we're doing it in phases because we order them and then we install them as we go as part of our work program when we have the availability of resources. Frankly, taking it to the Harbor Commission is not going to accelerate the racks that will be installed in front of R10 or above Quality Seafood.
Okay.
That's planned and that's in motion.
Good. Okay. Bill?
Yeah, this first came up in February, so it was like 3 or 4 months ago. I brought it up a strategic plan. I was told that this, minor issue needed to come to the council to be referred to the Harbor Commission, and here we are 3-4 months later, and all I'm trying to do finally is get it to the Harbor Commission, and we're having this big discussion that should have never occurred. We should have just gone to the Harbor Commission and let them hear your presentations, and
Back in
that's what they're there
February.
for. So,
Well, just
my motion stands.
the speed of
and,
democracy, it took this long to make the agenda.
So,
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to send this, I have no idea, about where to place bike racks to the Harbor Commission. And I believe there's a second. Was there a second?
the number and place.
Okay.
Location and number.
Location and number only. Anybody from the public want to address this?
And are they to advise you and then bring it back to the council? Because
And
the
they're-
number will
They're
require a
going to
budget.
go to the Harbor Commission, advise us, and they'll come back. It'll delay it another 6 months. but-
Okay, but if they were to say they want something other than it's budgeted, nothing's going to happen
I agree.
unless it comes to you and you decide to fund it. So I'm,
Yeah, if they say that there needs to be significant more than it's going to require a budget action, then yeah, obviously they'll have to come back here. If they say that. They may say, hey, it's fine, we've addressed it, that's
If
it.
it fits within the
I don't think
existing
it's,
scope.
I don't think we should send it to them. We should let Mr. Wazansky's team
Yeah.
start installing the bike racks they've already ordered, and then get the schedule going and keep ordering and install them as we get the time. It'll be faster than going to the Planning Commission and having them talk about it and then sending it back to here, have us approve what they just approved. And, I know this, no good deed goes unpunished, Bill. I think you brought it up.
I'm frustrated because
I
I
know
brought it
you
up
are.
months ago, and then now it
Well, yeah, you brought it up.
may not work.
I don't remember when you brought it up, but if it took till the night to get on the agenda. There you go. No good deed goes unpunished. But I think if we go back to the Harbor Commission, we'll delay it some more. So I think we direct staff to keep the orders going and order as fast as they can and get them installed. Make it a priority. Can we do that instead of go to Harbor Commission? We already know that they're going to be installed, correct?
That's right.
Can we make can someone say, can we just order all the bike racks now and then get them installed by whatever date? Instead of going to the Harbor Commission, which will delay things more. Bless their hearts, I don't want to delay this anymore.
We'll see if we can maybe duplicate the order. It's still going to require 6 to 8 weeks for the lead time. We
The Harbor
can't.
Commission will not speed this process
No,
up.
there's a manufacturing process with the powder coating. Hazelnut is a special order color. If it were black racks, it would be quicker, but
We
it takes
picked
time.
hazelnut
I'm sorry.
instead of black. Chris, you did that. Chris Cagle did that.
Well, we have black, see, the Greenwich style, not to get too technical, is the citywide style. The black color is what we use everywhere else outside of the harbor, where we use hazelnut. There is one isolated location where we have a separate approved rack style, which is Riviera Village, where we use a Paris style, which has the loops are slightly different.
Could you say the name of that style again?
It's a Paris
No,
style.
no, the other one.
Greenwich.
It's Greenwich. It's like saying Sepulveda.
Oh, well,
I don't care what they call it. How do we get so goofy?
let's debate that for 2 hours.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Mike.
That's how it's going, I've seen.
Mr.
Yes.
Ginsburg. Councilman Ginsburg, don't go too far, Mike. We might have to discuss hazelnut. Okay.
It looks like, we have the schedule of these bike racks going in. I think that us sending it back to the harbor would just delay the whole thing. I think what makes more sense is
I
let
call for
Public
the
Works,
question, let's vote on the motion.
let Public Works put in the racks they have. If people, after that process is done, feel that more need to go in or in different locations, then Harbor Commission can let us know. But let's get these racks in since it looks like it's
Good
all
idea.
scheduled.
Bill?
Mike, is there any reason why you can't just go ahead and continue to order the racks and let the Harbor Commission evaluate it in however long it takes to get on their agenda after they're installed?
Well, they're going to evaluate.
And then let them evaluate it after you've completed the installation. Are you going to stop the order of these racks for any reason?
We have no intention of stopping the order.
Great, so my motion stands.
Okay, there's a motion at the floor to send this, to continue you doing what you're doing. Send it to the Harbor Commission. Motion and a second. Anybody want to speak to this? Of course.
Marcy Guillermo from Redondo Beach. It just amazes me to be here tonight because I see the way you guys, do their business. When Mr. Diaz was here, it was a different, feel to it. Now it's totally different. But aside of that, I want to say that somehow the colors that we selected for our city, black, hazelnut, whatever else, somehow we need to think about them because they're not so that inviting. And I don't know who made the decision. I was told it was done by City Council. So I would appreciate in the future, if any color is to be done, to please, in Redondo City, we have a lot of architects, we have a lot of interior designers that they might want to come and make their, their valid comments. But just to go with these colors and...
Well, I'm certain it was an agenda item. I'm certain we spent a lot of time talking about hazelnut that night.
Yeah.
People from the public are welcome to come down and give their opinion whether they like hazelnut or not. But apparently hazelnut won out.
I know, but the degree, there are different shades to it, it could be purple, but this could be different degrees of purple. And we have to combine with the colors, with the environment, with what's, the surrounding and all of that. At the end of the day, we want to make everything more inviting, right? Isn't that all about business, attracting people? Well,
They want to park their bikes. Yes, Steve, come on up. How are you tonight?
Steve Shoemaker, Redondo Beach. I didn't know if I could make it this late, so I wrote a letter, a brief letter. I don't think you should send it back to the Harbor Commission if all you're talking about is numbers and placement. My position all along has been, seems somewhat wrong to make a city standard a bike rack made by a specific company that costs $400 or $500 for 2 bikes, when there are a lot of different kinds of racks that are available. I would think any commercial rack should be acceptable. But if it's a citywide standard, it's a citywide standard. I was never told that. When I put in my bike racks initially, I honestly thought that was my concrete lease. And I thought, buying 50 racks, installing them, insuring them, and making them available for the public was a sort of a nice thing, and it helped me a great deal because, I make a lot of money from people that ride bikes. You have 200, you maybe have 300, maybe you're going to have 350. You should have 1,000. You should have 1,000 bike racks because you're going to have hundreds of thousands of people riding their bikes down to the pier, and bike riders don't go in groups of one. They do go in groups of 1 or 2, but they go in 20s and 30s and 50s. Go to Catalina Coffee.
Exactly.
They have 100 bikes. Go down Hermosa Pier Avenue. They've got 300 bikes. You're going to need thousands of racks, and it's sort of, it seems to me you'd want to make it to where people can afford to do it and not just the city. But if the city's going to buy all the racks, God bless the city.
Sounds weird. I agree with your point. Thank you.
Could I?
Please.
Can I make
Thank
just...
you for my racks, by the way.
Can I just make one suggestion which
Welcome.
may address your concerns? Because my concern is, what happens if they get it and they want to change the plan, it could delay it? Why don't you recommend that once the plan is completed, that it be reviewed for any future needs? Because then that way you're
It's
not...
going to happen ultimately.
Well, but it depends on what your motion is. And if your motion is, hey, at the end of it, is that a review of if this meets the need, then you get a report from them on whether or not it meets the need, and it doesn't duplicate any efforts.
Well, I can amend the motion to say, does the installed capacity or planned and/or installed capacity meet the needs of...
Because then you're going forward. You're not looking backward. You don't get in the way, and you're not revisiting. They all know it's got to be the city issue things. You're not revisiting. The only question is, here's our plan. Here's when we're rolling it out. Harbor Commission, do you think that's enough, or?
Exactly.
And that may avoid
How is
the
it
issues, the different issues I'm hearing. You're getting advice, but you're not revisiting what you've already spent time on. Just
We're
a
already going
thought.
through it. We're already
The same.
started.
Oh, we love revisiting.
Okay, all those in favor? Well,
What?
he made a motion already.
Okay, so is it that, what I just said?
Go
We were
ahead.
doing it
Okay.
anyway.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wait, okay, Jeff?
No.
Bill?
Yes.
Chief?
No.
Steve?
No.
Yes.
Okay, motion loses. So, okay.
Worth wasting time.
That hour back, but that's okay. My age doesn't matter. Okay, that was actually great. We're getting the bike racks installed. Mr. Shoemaker, thank you for doing what you've done, because you actually helped push it through faster, even though we're paying more, but thank you very much. Okay, I think that's it.